Hey everybody, welcome to Tam Psych Advice, where I talk to you about your Myers-Briggs type and I fuse it with real life issues. I also talk about psychology and self-help topics to help you live your life better. And by the way, if you're struggling right now with a problem and you just can't figure it out, put it in the live chat or the comments, and I might just answer it on an upcoming video. You can even throw in your MBTI type if you know it, and I'll answer it with you in mind. So, without further ado, let's get into today's topic, which is what do you do when your MBTI type feels low? And maybe you're one of the lucky few that never feels low. When I think of a type that seems to be really easygoing and go with the flow and can kind of shake things off, I think of ISTPs, but I know that's not always the case. My dad is an ISTP and he's very easygoing and laid back and go with the flow. And, we all get growing up, it just seems like all of us would be frustrated and tense and worried, and he didn't react that way about things. But it might be that he is a middle born. So, like, if you are in the middle of a lot of siblings, it can kind of make you be cool, calm, and collect. It's a little different if you're a middle child of three. So I think that if you want to create an easygoing temperament, I know an INFP who's in the middle of a lot of siblings and she's super laid back, easygoing, low key, kind of can blow things off and not let them get to her. It doesn't really seem. But yeah, if you're a lucky, if you're just lucky, maybe you don't ever feel low. If you think I never feel low, think again. I'm human. I have plenty of problems, just like a lot of people have plenty of problems. And I think if you never, maybe if your life has been, my life has been easy in some ways and difficult in others. But if you've just had this amazing life, once you hit the pandemic, I think it kind of threw us all in the same boat and we all reacted different ways. Some people felt super low because they have to be connected with people. They like to be busy. They like to go to work. They like to, be overstimulated, and everything came to a halt. So I saw a lot of people acting out. And then if you really followed the guidelines, it could make you feel really lonely or really scared. Just all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just been an interesting season, and I definitely think it hasn't been easy for me, and it's definitely not easy for me to talk about. I think I like for people to see me as super happy, super, you know, everything's going well. I don't like that feeling of vulnerability of, I don't know, it just makes me feel uncomfortable like sharing on here with you guys. It just, but then, when I see people share their stories, it makes me feel a lot closer to them. So I'll just kind of talk about some things that have kind of happened lately. That I don't know. I definitely have felt low. This has definitely not been my happiest, best season. But yeah. So I had gotten some. Definitely bad news about somebody. I hate to even say it. You know what I'm saying? So I will just say that they're not here on Earth anymore, and that for some reason, uh, whoever wants to hear something like that, it just, I don't know, because then you keep thinking about the person, and you try to stay with those good memories and think of the happy times, but it just feels so weird, especially when it's really unexpected. So, that along with 10 other issues that I've had, I guess in the last year, I I guess I had one day, I'll share this with you. I guess a few days ago, I opened up one of my bills and I noticed that it had gone up like $9. And I'm an ENFJ, that's my Myers Briggs personality type, and I tend to watch money like a hawk in some respects. I really manage it like it's a person almost. I don't let it get out of control. So I'm that person that if I open up a bill and it's gone up, I don't care if it's $5, I'm calling and I'm going to ask them, hey, what's up? Why is this bill going up? And so I did that. I called and the lady was like, oh, well, this was just an adjustment because you called a couple of months ago and we changed your services. So actually, your bill will go from like $99 to like 50 something because you changed services. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, that's right, okay. And so she just said that they had to prorate it, and I don't know what it was within the conversation. Like when she was telling me that, I wanted to laugh, and I know it didn't make any sense, but she wanted to laugh too. But she went ahead and said her little statement, and then she giggled, and then I giggled. And I don't know, it was like we talked for a couple of minutes, not that long. And then she said, would you do me a favor? And this is me and my ENFJ. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm being a little OCD. I don't know. But I was thinking, I'm not saying the word yes because they might record me saying yes and connect it with another sentence. I know that's being overly whatever. So, but she said, would you do me a favor? And I said, oh, well, what would you like? And she said, well, would you do me a favor? And I said, what is the favor? And she said, would you smile for the rest of the day? And I thought, man, I don't know why that hit me kind of hard, because I had found out about this person, the bad thing that happened to them. And I was like, wow, like I was thinking, okay, is she an INFJ or something? Or could she be the same thing as me? Like, is she picking up on something? Or maybe not. Maybe she just, and I thought, I want to smile for the rest of the day. And then she told me that she said, you really made my day today. You really did. And I was thinking, what did I do? What did I say? I was just trying to be upbeat. And then I told her the same thing. I want you to smile for the rest of the day too. And that really had an impact on me. I thought, man, I want to smile for the rest of the day. What is the meaning of that? I don't even know. But something about it I really liked. But before I committed to smiling, because I'm human, for the rest of the day, I had to make one more phone call because I had started receiving a couple of orders, but I had canceled these orders, okay? I canceled an order about at least 3 months ago, because I got a letter saying that because of COVID, because of I don't know, too many orders or something, that they were canceled, that it was going to be a back order. And so it was going to take like 6 more weeks. And so I said, I don't want them. So I called, spoke to a representative, canceled the order. Then all of a sudden, like a couple of weeks ago, I get one of the orders and I'm thinking, okay, well, did they send this to me for free? And then, like a couple of weeks later, I got another order in the mail and it said free gift. And I opened it and I was like, wow, I really like this free gift. How did they know that I like this kind of stuff, you know? And then a few days after that, I receive a bill in the mail. And so I call this person, and this person was the opposite of the other person, where she was super rude, mean, taking punches, making, I guess, accusations, sort of like, oh, well, next time be careful before you punch a button saying that you want something and you really don't want it. But I explained to her, and she sounded like the same person that I had spoken to that I canceled with. The whole story, I canceled this. But yeah, she got a little smart alecky, and I told her, well, because they told me that the bill was going to be like 70 something dollars, and I said, cancel that. I don't want the last item. And she said, it's too late. It's already been shipped. And so I was like, oh man. But when she came back, I guess she thought about how rude she had been. And she said, well, tell you what, just, share the item with someone that you care about. So I was like, okay. And so I don't know. So I just kept thinking, even though that didn't go too well, I just kept thinking, and I keep thinking about how the lady said, will you promise me that you will smile today? But just, in light of the sad news that I got, I was just feeling really sad about, and sometimes when you feel sad about one thing, it brings up a whole bunch of other stuff, And so I was just not in a good mood. And I think with ENFJs, we can feel high highs, but we can also feel very low lows. And I don't like when I get into that space, but it's something that I think most ENFJs can testify. I mean, you can let us know in the chat if you're, what your Myers-Briggs type is, and if what prompts you to feel low, or if you felt low lately, and just what you do about it, or why, or what you would do. But yeah, and so I was just in a really bad mood, really, earlier today, to be very, very honest. And I don't know if it was God, because it was not an audible voice, and I have heard the voice of God before. So it wasn't that. It was definitely a thought. But the funny thing, let me say, the funny thing about the thought was that when I got the thought, I started answering. And the thought was, Tamara, what are you sad about? And I started answering as though someone was speaking to me. Well, I'm sad about this, and this is going wrong, and that's going wrong, and I'm not happy about this, and and I just started listing off all of those things. And the reason why I said, it was a thought, was because I was listening to this guy who has a Christian station, and he was saying that he played a clip of T.I. saying that God's voice is your thoughts. And so, and the guy was like, wait a minute, no, your thoughts are your thoughts. That is not God speaking, because we all have thoughts. And I thought about how this lady told me that when she was a little girl, she told her mom, Mom, I can talk without moving my lips. And really those were her thoughts. So anyway, um, yeah, so I started answering all the reasons why I felt sad, mad, frustrated, all the things that have just gone wrong over the last year. And then for some reason throughout the day, I kept going back to that thought of, what are you sad about? And it's like all of a sudden, throughout the day, I just started thinking of all the many, many, many reasons that I have to feel happy, to feel grateful, even in spite of the, negative things. There's so many positive things that are happening right now in my life. And they're not necessarily exciting things, but it's like, I can kind of do what I want to do. I don't have the same pressure that I had before. I can, there's so many things that I'm I'm grateful for. And a lot of times it's not even the big things, it's the little things. And I always take that for granted when people say, write down all the positive things that are happening. But, if you are going through a tough time, I would challenge you to do the same thing. Ask yourself, what are you sad about? And if you go a little bit deeper with that, it's like, what, is there a real reason to be sad? You got support, you got help, you got so many, there are so many good things. What are the little things that you can be grateful for that really stand out? Like, even if you're working all day, even having just that little time after work is something that you can be grateful for. Just the little things. What about your space that you're living in? Do you love? Do you adore? What about your friends, your family? So I would just challenge you guys today. Think of the things that make you happy. And if you are having a really rough time, you got to make yourself write 2 or 3 things every day that have happened in that day that make you feel good, that are positive, from the smallest thing, because you don't want to stay in that space all the time. It's not healthy to stay in that space. It's okay to experience it. It's part of life. We all have an array of emotions, but what can you do to bring yourself out of that space? And that's what I want to challenge you to do. So anyway, if you'll put that in the chat, or you can put it in the comment section, what is something that you're frustrated about, and maybe we can even help you. If you're having a really big problem and you want to share it in the comments, or if you feel comfortable, I may address it in a video and really try to help you, because I like helping people with their problems. I really do. So anyway, you guys, I hope you are having that you've had a wonderful day. so far, and that it just gets, the rest of this week and the days to come get better and better for you. And thank you for hanging out with me for a little while, letting me ramble on and on for a few minutes. And, I just want to let you guys know I really appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship, just the comments, just being able to kind of share my thoughts and my point of view with you guys, and you hanging in there with me. So I really, really appreciate it. And I wish you guys well, and I will be in touch with you soon. Take good care. Bye bye.